Yo guys, what's up? We're joined over here with Gramps and Jake, aka Sutton. We're going to be doing another interview, but you've already seen the Trigger Happy one with Laz86. If you haven't, go ahead, check it down in the description below. But like I said, we got Gramps and Jake. How you two doing today?
Doing well, man. Thank you guys for having me here.
Doing well indeed. So great to have you here, Gramps.
Yes, indeed.
Glad to be here.
Alrighty, so just introduce yourself just a little bit. Tell us, about D2R, D2R Mystic, kind of how it started, that type of stuff.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and start off by just introducing myself. My name is D2R Gramps. Right now, I'm a player for D2R Mystic. And so about the team, it was formed back in September 2018. So we've been alive for about over a year, basically. It started as Mystic and Forward Assault, and then Destined to Rise decided to pick up the team as a separate branch to kind of test the waters of Forward Assault in the competitive play because their main team is Critical Ops, so they kind of wanted to branch into different games. Now it's U4X, and we still play under them. And what makes it unique? Well, I would say right now it's probably just like our mentality, man. It's got to be the mentality that we have. And that's just like, the phrase, trust the process. We take that
very well,
right?
Yeah.
Like, you really got to trust the process. We've all been there before, like in tournaments, we've been down, and we've come back. So we know that basically just to rely on the chemistry and kind of just settle down and just basically trust that D2R process and just come through in the end, basically.
Well, I mean, honestly, I could not have put that better myself. Trust the process.
And it obviously works.
Yeah, exactly.
Summer Cup
right.
Last two seasons of Battle of Glory's champions.
Bro.
And Crosby and I have casted so many games.
Yeah.
And watch you guys, you're down, you're like, it's not looking good. And then all of a sudden you start making the comeback.
Sweep.
And somebody's, whether it's one of the typical people we typically see on the top of the leaderboard, or sometimes somebody we don't normally see there, steps up, carries the game, starts leading. And it's just always loads of fun to watch you guys play. Just the chemistry is really there.
Indeed.
Exactly. Anyone can kind of pick up the pace, and they can kind of turn it around. And it also depends on, if they're just having a bad T-sided game, CT, that switch can really turn a player, and that could really be their side, Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, fully agree with that. And you guys haven't really lost many matches on stream, as far as we know, have you?
No, I don't think so. I think we lost. I think the only ones we lost were a couple ones, maybe 2-3 weeks back. This last one, actually, we were down again against IMP, I think, but we ended up coming back on that one. So close, but still didn't lose that one.
Alrighty, and
the IMP match was very crazy. If you guys haven't seen that, go check that out. It's uploaded here on the Sports channel. That was a very good match. Also, IMP, this is the first time they're competing in a Mobile Sports tournament season 3. So they've played you guys a total of 3 times, and you beat them twice, and they've taken you guys down.
Yeah, they actually took a map off us. We played on South American servers again. That was kind of the thing you guys talked about during that streamed match. We actually beat them on Canada servers, but we lost to them in South America. And then that last one was really close again on the South American servers. But they're a really good team, and the fact that this is their first time playing in this tournament and they're already doing pretty dang well, props to them.
Definitely. And of course, you guys taking them down the South American server is amazing because that's home turf for them. They got the ping advantage, but you guys are able to take them down and also make the comeback and take them down is very impressive. It got to be a good self-esteem boost to you guys.
Definitely.
Alrighty. So, just moving forward, where do you think Forward Assault is heading with mobile esports and the tournament scene, and just kind of with Blaze Games and the developer support that you've seen, just kind of based on that and your competitive experience in game, where do you think Forward Assault is going?
So just basically competitive everything. I think actually right now Forward Assault is basically on the brink of about to be really good. Basically, this update that just released is really good. The glove skins are phenomenal. The new moving skins are really cool. And I know that in the future they're trying to release anti-cheats that are even stronger and an actual competitive ranked Critical Ops. And I think that's going to kind of blow this game wide open. I think a lot of Critical Ops players are going to kind of view this game maybe played over Critical Ops, because Critical Ops is kind of an old game, so I think this is really good. It's going to bring some more competitive players from basically
100%.
everywhere,
Yep.
kind of over. So I'm excited for that. And as far as the collaboration, I mean, you guys are really good with Blaze Games. I mean, that collaboration has been awesome because you guys have the active seasons with the mini prizes at the end, as well as the community events. And that's really good to like have those community events, because it keeps the community entertained, and it also boosts the interaction between the casters, the developers, and the community. So like seeing that is really good. So I like the steps that Blaze has done to kind of bring them closer. And I think for competitive games or tournaments onward, I think that's going to be good. So I think as long as they keep doing what they're doing and keep the competitive mindset going forward, you got to keep that, because if you lose your competitive scene, those are really the hardcore players that keep on playing, and you can't rely on casual players to be like the base of your game. You need that competitiveness. So as long as they keep that going forward, I think they're going to do well.
All right. Awesome input, and I agree with you, especially with the developer thing, where you were saying about the skins, the gloves, and everything. You don't see that very often, where devs, they're like, all right, this is already good, but let's try and make this better, right? You get to a certain point where sometimes you get a little, just not for lack of a better word, just complacent, and it's like, all right, we're here, let's just keep smooth sailing. But you see a little bit more ambition on the side of Blaze Games, where they're like, all right, these skins, we figured out a different way to make this, make it just a lot better. And for the moving skins, you can get them with lower tiers, so they're not necessarily just legendary. So, someone that may be saving up but doesn't want to save up for the full whatever the price tag is, 500 credit or 5,000 credits or something like that, right? Someone that doesn't want to spend that much time or effort or what have you, but still wants to get rewarded for the time and effort that they have put in, they have another option. And it's not a downgrade, it's just different option, right?
That's fair. And on top of all these skins that they're putting out, which are really cool and stuff, like you just said, like they're going to introduce a new map, I think in December. So that's also going to be a whole new thing. That's going to be a whole new thing for tournaments and just gameplay in general. That's going to bring a lot of players back too.
Yes, indeed. So, what's kind of like the most interesting thing that's happened to you or to your teammates or just to the team in general in a tournament match for mobile esports? It can be funny, it can be like an amazing clutch, or just, I don't know, a certain moment that stood out, that popped out.
If you got a couple.
Yeah, a couple too. That works as well.
Oh, okay. So I the one I have actually was from another tournament, Lock and Load Esports. Mm-hmm. One of our players, okay, so you guys know sometimes there's a kit glitch, and
yes,
the player can't rejoin, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, that unfortunately happened to us during that tournament, and we had to go down 4 versus 5 against this team, it was just a bracket. But once we were down 4 versus 5, we didn't have any other players that could sub in at the time. But we ended up winning 13-12, just going 4 versus 5, and I ended up dropping 42 kills.
Holy crap, my man!
I had to go back after that match. I had to go to the sauna, get my back iced for that.
Jeez.
I had to get my G Fuel, just recoup.
Damn,
oh, man,
I'm 100%.
Nice 10 days off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I think the most recent thing in your guys' tournament was, I can't remember who it was, man. But I think I was last alive, and I totally just... Okay, there's a guy, I can't remember who it was against, but there was a guy in mid-stairs, and I totally just whiffed my clip. And because I hit him 3 times, and so I stopped shooting.
Yeah.
And I aimed away, and then I kept going back, and I think I didn't see it on the replay on the stream, but I hope you guys didn't see that. But you probably did, but it was probably my most embarrassing thing on stream I've done. But yeah, those are probably the 2 that stand out the most.
That's I thought you were going to mention a different time, because I remember there was a fairly recent match. I don't think it was the matches that that you played a few days ago. I think it was probably about a week or so ago, but you played, and I think it was 2 back-to-back round 1v2 clutches that you had. I think, if I'm not misremembering, I think that was a thing. You had 2 back-to-back 1v2 clutches, and we're on stream. I'm like, yo, this dude's like 300 IQ right now. Yeah,
I don't know. It's pretty. Yeah, it doesn't happen a lot, so I don't know how I did that, but glad I did.
All right. Awesome. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Gramps. Are there any any social media links or like pages that you want to shout out? Like it can be a personal one or D2R or what have you.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you guys go to my YouTube channel, it's called D2R Gramps. Go ahead and subscribe to me there. But also, if you check the descriptions of my videos, if you guys ever want to talk to me, my Discord or the D2R Discord is linked in my descriptions, so you can go on there, come into our community chat, and tag me up, and come and chill. So yeah, that's basically it.
All right. Once again, thank you so much for hanging out here, guys. Links are in the video description down below. Make sure to check out the description. Yes, there is a description on the YouTube videos. If you're looking for a link, it is there. All the links mentioned here will be there. Gramps, once again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Hope you have a great rest of your day.
Awesome. Pleasure as always, guys. Thank you.
Take care. Peace.